What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about eBay turbos and what I think about them. What you're looking at right here is my 1991 Honda Civic EF. Yes, it stays broken, but it's not because it has an eBay turbo. Let's talk about what I think about those bad boys. Now, if you've been into Honda Civics for any amount of time, you've heard the phrase eBay turbo used like it's a cuss word. People act like the moment you bolt one on, your engine is just counting down to destruction. But here's the reality. That's not the full story. In the day, I want to talk about eBay turbos on Honda Civics, but from the positive side. Not hype, not excuses, not pretending there's something they're not. Just a real world perspective, real limitations, and why they can make sense for certain builds. First thing, let's be clear. An eBay turbo is not the same as a Garrett, Precision, or Borg Warner. It's not built to the same standard. It doesn't have the same quality control, and it's not meant for the same goals. But that doesn't make it useless. The biggest reason eBay turbos even exist in the Civic world is simple. Cost. A name brand turbo alone can cost more than some people paid for their entire car. And for someone building a daily driven Civic, a project car, or their first turbo setup, that price gap matters. An eBay turbo lowers the barrier to entry, and that's important because forced induction is something you really learn by doing. And that's actually one of the biggest positives. Running an eBay turbo forces you to understand how a turbo system actually works. Oil feed and return, wastegates, boost control, intercooler routing, heat management, none of that is optional. You either learn it or you break things. Now let's get into the technical side, because this is where most people oversimplify the conversation. Most eBay turbos are based on older, proven turbo designs. We're talking old Garrett style or Mitsubishi style layouts. Nothing cutting edge, but also nothing fundamentally flawed. The real difference is the manufacturing consistency. See, some units are decent, some are not. That's why inspection matters. Before installing one, you should check shaft play, making sure the wheels spin freely, and looking for casting debris inside the housings. This isn't optional. People who skip this step are usually the same ones posting horror stories later. Another huge factor is how hard you push it. Most successful eBay turbo Civic builds aren't chasing huge horsepower numbers. They're running low to moderate boost, 8, maybe 10 PSI on stock or lightly built motors. At that level, the turbo isn't being overstressed. Heat is manageable, and the system can actually live a long time. Things go wrong is when someone tries to treat a budget turbo like a race part. If you're trying to make 400 to 500 horsepower on a no-name turbo, that's not budget boosting. That is gambling. Oil supply is another area where these turbos get blamed unfairly. Cheap turbos are far less forgiving when it comes to oiling issues. Bad feed lines, improper restrictors, poor drain angles, those can kill any turbo, but especially a budget one. Set the oiling up correctly, use clean oil, and don't ignore basic turbo fundamentals, and you dramatically increase the chances of success. Now let's talk about drivability, because this is where eBay turbos can actually make a lot of sense on Civics. Honda engines are small, high revving, and efficient. Pairing one with a modestly sized turbo can give you fast spools, strong mid-range, and a car that actually feels quick on the street. Let's face it, not every build needs to be a dyno monster. A responsive, fun car that pulls hard where you actually drive is more enjoyable for most people anyway. Now, reliability. That's the elephant in the room. No eBay turbo will never match the durability of a top-tier unit. But that doesn't mean it's guaranteed to fail either. If you treat it like a consumable part, keep boost reasonable, and accept its limitations, it can last far longer than people expect, especially on weekend cars and street builds. And here's something people don't like to admit. A lot of experienced builders started out exactly here. Cheap turbo, budget build setup. Learning by trial and error. That's how you build knowledge. If you're building a track car, a competition car, or something where failure is unacceptable, spend the money. That's just smart. But if your goal is learning, moderate power, and having fun with your Civic, An eBay turbo can be a valid stepping stone. It's not magic, it's not perfect, but it's also not the instant engine grenade people make it out to be. So at the end of the day, a turbo is just an air pump. How long it lasts depends on how well you respect its limits and how honest you are about what you're trying to build. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This your boy. Peace.